In the wasteland, only one bandit survived, the Nuclear Bandit. Day 2. The wasteland does not forgive. It does not pity. It does not pause because you are tired. It simply swallows. The raccoon stirred in the crumbling shack, fur matted with ash. Last night's fire was gone, leaving only a blackened scar on the ground. He rubbed his paws together for warmth, but the cold seeped through. His stomach groaned louder than the creak of the walls around him. The can still sat beside him, dented, heavy, unopened. He rolled it between his claws. Beans? Meat? Poison? The wasteland rarely gave straight answers. He smacked it once against the floor, as if the rattle would confess its secrets. It didn't. Worse than hunger was memory. The crunch outside, the slow shift of gravel, the sound of something or someone moving in the dark. He wanted to believe it was only wind, only his imagination. But belief was worthless here. Even silence had teeth. He pulled on his trench coat, sagging with holes, more fabric than armor, but still better than nothing. Crowbar in paw, he stepped outside. The morning air bit into him, metallic, bitter, the kind of air that scratched the throat and settled into lungs like rust. The street stretched ahead, cracked and broken. Towers slouched against the horizon, their windows gaping like blind eyes. Every echo of his paw steps returned to him, doubled, tripled, as if something followed just out of sight. He told himself he was alone. He did not believe it. On the roadside, a billboard leaned at an angle, one foot still clinging to its post. The paint had long since peeled, but words remained. Tomorrow is brighter. He stopped, staring until his jaw tightened. Tomorrow hadn't been brighter in a long time. Tomorrow was heavier, darker, crueler. He tapped the sign with his crowbar. It rattled weakly and fell silent. Farther down the road sat the skeleton of a bus, its frame eaten by rust. He slowed, circling it like prey. Vehicles were unpredictable. Sometimes they held scraps, sometimes only bones. He peered through the broken windows. Dust floated like snow. Torn seats leaned at odd angles. A faint glint caught his eye beneath a bench. He squeezed inside, claws scraping metal, and pulled it free. A half-burned pack of crackers. Food, real food, dry, tasteless, dust-flavored food. But food nonetheless. His heart kicked against his ribs. He stuffed the pack into his coat like it was gold. In the wasteland, crackers were currency, treasure, a lifeline. His stomach howled to eat them now, but he clenched his jaw. Not yet. Hunger makes you stupid, and stupid gets you killed. Beside a crumbling wall lay a skeleton, curled into itself, one hand still clenched around something. He pried it free. A lighter, rusted, dented, but real. Fire contained in metal waiting at his command. He turned it over in his paw, awe shimmering in his eyes. Fire meant warmth. Fire meant safety. Fire meant risk. Humans once carried lighters like trophies, like keys, like symbols of normal life. Half of them couldn't start a campfire without gasoline, but they could sure light a cigarette as the world ended. He searched deeper and found a wallet. It opened easily, spilling pictures of smiling faces, children, parents, frozen in a moment of safety that no longer existed. He tilted his head. What had become of them? Ash? Bones? Or worse? He snapped the wallet closed and tossed it aside. Paper wasn't family. Paper was fuel. The sun bled down the sky, red seeping into green clouds. His paws ached from the road. His throat felt like sand. The lighter pressed heavy in his pocket, the crackers heavier still. At last he found another shack, smaller, leaning against a collapsed tower like a frightened child hiding behind its parent. Inside, the air was stale but dry. He gathered scraps of paper and splinters. He flicked the lighter once, twice, sparks, then a flame, small and trembling. He cupped it, coaxed it, breathed it to life. The fire caught, leaping into yellow light that painted the walls with flickering shadows. For the first time since the sky turned green, the raccoon felt something like victory. He sat beside the flames, paws stretched forward, fur sizzling faintly at the tips. Worth it. The fire whispered promises, safety, warmth, survival, but fires whisper lies. The crackling grew louder. Shadows twisted and writhed along the shack walls. His eyes drooped. His breath slowed. For a heartbeat, he let himself believe he was safe. Crunch, gravel outside. His ears twitched. His heart froze. Another crunch. Closer! The raccoon gripped the crowbar until his claws ached. Sweat dampened his fur. The fire flickered as if mocking him. You wanted me. You called them here. The shack door shuddered. He crouched low, muscles trembling. The door creaked, slowly, too slowly. And then, nothing. No figure entered, no sound followed, only silence, heavy, suffocating, endless. Tomorrow the wasteland will demand more. Thanks for surviving with the Nuclear Bandit. What should the raccoon do next? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.